Alright, yes YouTube, this is gonna be another video I made today because I feel so confident in what I'm doing that I really want to just make as many videos as I can so I can remember everything that I need to remember. So the model is AMD, and that is going to look something like this. Accumulation, let me draw that bigger. Accumulation, followed by manipulation, followed by distribution. So it's gonna look something like that. We'll mark that out as accumulation. Then you'll have a gap in between there, just like that. And guess what? There's one right here. So from this high to this low, accumulated. Price went sideways. Then we created a fair value gap to the downside. We inverted that gap. You enter, stop below the low, because if that's a true manipulation we should never come back to that. And then your target is the high of the range. So, and then your entry is like your own discretion. So for example, if you don't want to wait and you don't want to risk missing it, then you could get in, break even would be there, and then you'd still target your 1R, which would be right there. Or once that inverts, you can wait for a better price, pull back, and then get in and target the top. So that's basically the model. Now that's the first thing. Second thing is, how do I spot accumulations? And there's another one here. So I'm gonna go through some of these accumulations, and then we're gonna realize what makes it accumulation, what doesn't. And this occurs on every single time frame. So you're gonna find these everywhere. Don't love that, to be honest. I do like that a bit more. Alright, let's start with this then. Why didn't I love that? I think I didn't love that because we didn't stay within a basic range, and also, for example, before I used to be way too strict with it being tight. Like for example, this going down slowly, I'd be like, okay, that's not accumulating because it hasn't gone directly to the side, if that makes sense. Whereas I do still think this is an accumulation because it's more about creating a high and a low. And if the manipulation, if we're looking to go lower, for example, then this is still an accumulation to me because no high has broken the accumulation high since it started accumulating. Whereas, and then the manipulation came above the accumulation high, then distributed back into the range of the accumulation. But for example, if this was a long, if I was looking at this as a long, this would be a lot more difficult to look as an accumulation because there's no area where I'm saying, okay, that's the true manipulation to the accumulation. So I guess, for example, like, you don't really know that something's fully an accumulation until you see the manipulation and distribution that goes with it. For example, once you see all of this, and then you see that candle, and then that candle that inverts, then you know, okay, cool, this is an accumulation manipulation range. But before that, you might not know. and also this is kind of a mini accumulation inside of it. So we've got that high there to that low, and we just get trapped in between. Then there's your manipulation, and there's your distribution. Same again here, accumulated, high, low, just trapped. This is kind of the perfect example as well, because this is just completely not going out either side, trapped. Same again, a few highs, few lows. Same again, a few highs and few lows. But yeah, you kind of only see it as an accumulation once you see the rest of it as well. So that would be how I'd find my accumulations. And then, for example, now we could say bias. So which side of the accumulation are you looking for? Because you can spot the accumulation, but say for example here, this was the accumulation here, but we were looking for shorts. You wouldn't want to take this, because this could fail. That's the only way this model can fail, is if you take it on the wrong side. So the way to spot that is going to be just going with the higher time frame bias. So for example, now let's drop. So in fact, no, we go higher first. So we're going to just basically, the model is just to find accumulation, manipulation, distribution on all time frames. So for example, this right here looks like a big accumulation. So I would expect, from what it looks like as well, I would expect that we potentially going to take this low like that and then distribute like that. That's what I'd guess, but this isn't confirmed yet, but this is kind of how it looks to me, more because we're just kind of setting up for that at the moment. We've got the high and the low. We've got an old accumulation here. We've got the high and the low that's kind of trapped, and we're right close to that. So I am expecting that to go. So for example, using accumulation, manipulation, distribution, we've found a bias now. So now we can expect that even though this accumulated and manipulated that way, if we get distribution back into this range, for example through this candle here, then this should give us what we're looking for. So I am actually going to take this on a daily just to test this theory, even though I'd never usually take a daily trade like this. I'm going to take it. And also, if you look here, we did accumulate here again on the weekly. Oh, we already looked at that one as well. Yeah, accumulation, manipulation, distribution. We have accumulated here as well, but we haven't distributed back into that range. I guess that's another thing to note. Like for example, that has distributed back in. It's tried to, and it looks like it could, but we haven't firstly fully closed strong inside of the range. Also, the manipulation leg versus the range isn't that clean. Like, it doesn't look that clean. What do I mean by clean? Okay, for example, we've got a gap here that's still unfilled, and we haven't actually closed into that range, into that gap. And also, this manipulation is small compared to this. No, this accumulation, sorry, is small compared to this as a manipulation coming back over. It just doesn't make sense. So I'm going to switch to 4 hour, and then we'll see if we can get a nice closure inside of that range. So next point, if this is truly the manipulation, which at the moment we're thinking it is, but again we can't take a trade until we close past this, then this shouldn't ever be broken. The manipulation low should never be broken. So let's see if it does or if it doesn't. Looking like we're getting it so far. Alright, looking like we are going to get this. I bet this was another accumulation manipulation inside of that. Yeah, it is. So we accumulated high, low, couple there, and then we've just swept that, bounced off that, and distributed back into that range via this gap, and then we just took that low. So let's see if we do close past it. We do. So again, like I said, this is tough because it's whether you get in to this trade straight away or whether you wait. That should be the target. I'm gonna wait because I think we should potentially pull back to at least 1-to-1, but that's the risk that you gotta take. Might not get it now. Oh, we do. Does this go? It should go. I'm skipping a lot of days for this trade. This is a daily candle, so like this could you could get so many different kind of trades inside of this. But just using that as a bias every time this works, it's actually an insane model. And then, for example, now this has took the monthly accumulation that we spotted earlier from that low to that high, that low to that high. So technically we should distribute back into that range eventually, for what I'm guessing. I'm skipping a lot of price action here. So I mean, you could drop to lower time frames, but again, you kind of want to take the entry where you can see where the manipulation happened. But these you could get in a bit earlier. But yeah, this should distribute back up. And then I mean, we could just start using this as a bias now. But I just want to see if we can get this daily on. It's chopping around a lot, to be honest. This is accumulating. Let's see, looking like we might get it. No, we're going to come and take this low first. So again, we've got an accumulation here. We've manipulated past it. This is kind of perfect actually now because we've got an accumulation. We've manipulated past it, so that should technically go now to this low. And then, so again, if that's a true manipulation, obviously this is a bit more difficult because we don't know a higher time frame bias. Like I said, I'm looking for longs, but it hasn't given me the thingy yet. This is where you'd be taking a trade on a 3 minute, 5 minute or 1 minute, and then you'd have a higher time frame, hour or 4 hour, that gives you the main direction. But again, you could either wait for a pullback. I'm guessing we should wait for a pullback on this because if we don't, we're not gonna. I don't think we should go past this low, to be honest. So if we don't get pullback, I don't think we get the trade. Okay, so that hits. Didn't get in the trade, unfortunately. But then I would assume that we should respect this gap here and distribute back inside of that range. Alright, cool. So that wasn't the manipulation leg yet. So we're still clearly waiting for that to come back up. So we could get it here. It still could manipulate on the same thing. It's a weekly candle, remember. So I skipped many days just to get in on this trade. Still kind of not giving me much to get excited about. Okay, are we going to invite this? Still no. Still no. Okay, cool. So let us just forget that now. We'll eventually, that should distribute back into that range, I'm assuming. And if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Like, you don't take a loss, you just don't take anything. So, okay, cool. So the only difficult thing is now I don't have a clear bias, but let's see what we can do on lower time frame stuff. Actually, I'm going to keep that there. So now we drop, and we're going to just look for the same thing on these lower time frames. So, for example, we had it here. This one actually looks like it lost, but yeah, again, it clearly wasn't the right manipulation area, and it didn't close super strong either. It didn't close bad, but it didn't close super strong. But yeah, so where are we up to here? Don't really know where we're going here. This is a nice accumulation actually. We've got a high there, bunch of lows here, and we're distributed quite into that range. So let's keep dropping. And yeah, this is what I'd be expecting for the day then. It's a tough one though, because until we get like a 1 hour inversion, then I can't really take this trade, because it's only that time frame that we're looking for that. So dropping down to this, we're just going to have to look for something smaller, which is kind of like this, I guess. We have accumulated, no we haven't, have we? Not really. This I wouldn't class as an accumulation. I would now if this got trapped for a bit and then we manipulated below it, that would be nice. Wouldn't really take it if we manipulated above it, but we'll see. The reason I don't like this one is because we haven't put in highs and lows inside of that range. So we've like made a range, but we haven't put in highs and lows. Whereas this one, we made a range, and we've put in highs and lows. So if we can go below that and then come back up, this would be quite nice. Want to close strong past it. Yeah, not closed yet. Still wouldn't take that because, although got a baby little accumulation there. No, I don't love this yet. See if we've got another time frame that we could take. Oh, okay, that 5 minute looks lovely. So I like this because the IFVG lines up with the range as well, the bottom of the range. I would potentially take this 1 minute as well. I like it more because we've rejected off it, so if we break through it, then it should go. Okay, I'm not going to take that now because we have broken that bottom. But I will take this 5 minute if it inverts. Okay, we're still just not getting anything. Alright, just waiting. It's just a waiting game right now. Okay, here we go. Again, it's just like, but again, like this is the reason I wouldn't have took this as an accumulation, like for example, because we've set a high and low, but then we keep violating it. And if I'm looking for the manipulation on this side, then like I said earlier, I don't know which low is the correct low. So let's just see if we get this 5 minute. I quite like this at the moment. This is kind of where you could look for a short if it gave the option, because now we've made a lot of highs that haven't been broken, and then we've just broken it. So if we did distribute back into this range and close past it, this could be a short. Don't love it though. Okay, yeah, I don't think we're going to get a short, which is good news for me actually, because I don't really want to go short. Still just waiting. I guess this is a bit of an accumulation here. It's not the strongest, but because I'm kind of looking to go long, I'd consider it. We do have this 3 minute as well, so considering we rejected this, we've accumulated a bit, I might take that 3 minute. No. Alright, so it looks like this low is going to be next. It's not a trade I want to take though, to be honest, I don't like it. Okay, so it's been quite a long session. I've just like struggle. This makes a bit more sense now as an accumulation, because we did put in some highs and some lows. So let's have a look. We swept the low. You can clearly see I'm really looking for the buys at the moment. Kind of going through buys. Okay, again, just nothing. Another accumulation. Are we going to distribute back into that? Okay, we do. Annoyingly, we just took the high of that accumulation range though, so it's not as safe to take now. I am gonna call this an accumulation, just because now you can see that. Okay, for example, the reason that I would now class this as an accumulation, even though, like I just said, we've been on a slow decline. If you look at this in comparison, these lows have been taking the low by about a pip or two. Right, each one has just been going a bit further and further. But now you see this clear manipulation that goes bang all the way down, then comes right the way back up. So that's why I actually quite like this as an accumulation now. Like I said, it's a little bit of a more dangerous move because we have took that kind of safe target area already. What I would do is potentially take this gap then instead. Don't have a 5 minute gap here really. Okay, I'm gonna take that gap if we can get that gap. I think we might. Okay, cool. So I'll take this. Target for this would be yeah, either one of these highs. So maybe there or there. And you know what, I think I might get in this a bit early and not wait for a pullback, because I think it has legs to come all the way up. I think we might have actually caught the bottom of this range. So I am going to get in a position here. Stop loss is going to be 9,358. And I would go break even there. I think, yeah, we'd probably go break even there. I might play it by ear. So I'm gonna get in there. I also will get in again if we get a lower price, for example, like down here. So let's see. Alright, we do get a lower price, and we've just taken liquidity. I want to see if we can come a bit lower actually. I want to see this low get taken now because we've actually made another accumulation range. So if I can get in on a better price there, that's going to be lovely. But if not, it doesn't matter because I'm in the trade anyway. Don't think we're going to get it now. Okay, we've hit the target of the accumulation, so technically I should go break even here. And I am going to do that. Am I? No, I'm not. For now, I'm not. Just because I think that we could go higher, and now I will, because we have accumulated here, manipulated, and then distributed. So now I'm going to go break even. My TP, I don't actually know where I want. 400, so that's 1 to 1. That's going to be my TP. So I could have got in at a better price. Could have had that 1 to 1 by now. Right. Also, now that we're in this trade as well, let's just reassess this. So this is a safe trade now. We can't lose. We can only just not win, basically, but we can't lose. So to reassess this, we should be going higher. One sec. We're back. Okay, so what are we looking for again? What am I doing here? Oh, okay, so we're still looking to go back into this range. Come quite deep into it, to be honest, but it still makes sense to come back up. So, what are we looking for? Okay. That's what I was doing. I was trying to look for another kind of area that could count as a that we could kind of look for adding to the position. This also has actually manipulated above this kind of area, but we already did that and then took that, so I don't actually think that this should really cause us too many issues. That reached its potential. I mean, this could hit our stop loss at this point. I'm not seeing another move yet. Okay, we're out of the trade, unfortunately. Won't save us. This is the area. So actually, we manipulate below that and then distribute back up. That could be nice. Well, that's annoying, isn't it? Okay, so let's fake them out. That should be this. All of this should go. Don't think that counts as a take. Yeah, I think we're still wanting to come into this gap, and if we do, it's going to be a great trade because this should hold a lot of strength. If this is a true manipulation, which it looks like it is, this should not get broken. So if we can get a move inside of this, it's going to be lovely. Bang. Okay. So this is a bit of one where it kind of like the rest of the model kind of goes out the window, just because we're not respecting any gaps at the moment, right? But I know that taking trades inside of this manipulation area is so strong. This as a small accumulation I would give. Got kind of equal highs. Do I take this trade? I don't love it, I'm not gonna lie. That's a mini accumulation, so do you know what? I'm gonna do that, and then I'm gonna also do this as a trade as well. So I'm only gonna go 1% on that first one, I think, because I do think that we might be able to just get in nice and early on this. Do you think that, like, obviously my bias is still bullish. I do think that that's protected, and the fact that we've come all the way to the bottom, made a gap, inverted that gap straight away, says to me that this should go up. It's not a super duper light bulb just because we're not actually bouncing off anything. 093, I say 386. Okay, I'm gonna take that 1%, and then like I said, we're gonna take another trade at. We just about survived that. Jesus. I would take another trade once we invite this higher up as well. Alright, so we took the accumulation high. Looking like we're getting hit 1%. I'm gonna hold this because we should invert this as well up. Ooh, okay. That's not a good reaction. Realistically, I probably should go break even here. Because worst case scenario, just get back in on that 3-minute inversion. Which looks like we're going to get on this one more candle. Okay, cool. So, that would be my TP for this trade right here, which should be a nice little 3.17. And then taking this with this as the manipulation low. Should be my next move as well. And I am going to just get in on this because 0.8R to risk not getting on this trade is just not worth it. So I'm going to do the same again. 387. And I'm going to go 2% on this one. And just write it out. So let's see. Should get this. I'm not gonna go break even yet. You might get another 1 minute move. We actually do get another 1 minute move there. So that low should be protected technically now. Don't really want to get break even on that other trade as well, the smaller one. Yeah, okay, cool, bang. Hit profit and hit profit. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful trade. Oh, I shouldn't have closed that actually. Should have waited for that candle. This is actually insane how confident I feel about this shit. So yeah, that's basically the model, and somehow I've just made that much off just a few hours of trading and just like crazy confidence. Like this model does not let me down. I don't know why I even swayed away from it, but yeah, it's just looking for accumulations and manipulations on all time frames. Like this, technically, I would think that this is probably the low. Like I could have held that. I think this was what my 3R one. I actually reckon that I've caught the bottom of that, and I think that that could go this far. Not even gonna lie, I genuinely think that that could go that far. I'm gonna see. This would be a crazy end to a backtesting session if I catch a 24-to-1 trade. Oh, okay, shit. Never mind. Alright, cool. So I didn't catch the bottom, but yeah, that's how we do it. That is how we do it.